So what's down right there?
That was about 5 grams creatine monohydrate. I took that with potassium, glycerol, and chromium picolinate. First thing on the agenda is gluten-free Eggo waffles. It's kind of funny. I've been hearing people say things about, well, why are you eating all this junk food and stuff? Well, it's under control. I'm not going to a restaurant and just ordering a bunch of crap to load carb load with, where I don't have any control over it. This is, I know exactly how many grams of carbs it says right on the box. For 2 waffles, I'm getting 27 grams of carbohydrates. For 4, obviously, you double that. And then with the syrup, I'm going to use about 1/8 of a cup of the real syrup. So that's only going to be another 25 grams. Now, if I need more flavor, I'll use some of the sugar-free stuff. So I'm literally measuring out syrup. Awesome.
So the past, how long have you been doing the 50 grams? Or?
For the on and off. I mean, I kind of my carbs would kind of go up and down, but for the last like 6 weeks, my carbs were never above 100 grams, unless I was doing a refeed, which those were pretty big. But
and a refeed is just 1 meal.
Right, and
once a week.
I was doing a refeed once a week for the past probably 4 or 5 weeks. Before that, I did them sort of as needed. Once every 2 weeks, I would say on average. I would just kind of, pay attention to my body when I was training.
So the past 4 days, you've been 0 carbs.
Depleting, yeah. Carb depletion, basically the idea behind it, without getting too in depth, is you deplete your carbohydrates and get all of the glycogen out of your muscle cells. What that does is causes the muscle cell to supercompensate with glycogen once you put glycogen back in. So when you start carb loading, your muscles will actually hold more glycogen in the cell than it would otherwise, which is good. You got to actually fill out. I start doing that earlier in the week, because if for some reason you overdo it and eat too much, which I won't allow that to happen. Like, again, when I carb load, I make sure it's in a very, very controlled environment. I'm not just going eating burgers and fries and going to IHOP and whatever else. But I don't train. Once I start loading, no more training.
So no more training Thursday or Friday.
No cardio, no training. If you're not lean enough by Wednesday, Thursday, you're not going to get any leaner.
You're pretty much set.
Yeah, you should be ready. If you're not going to be. The idea behind training, most people, I think, they get nervous and think, okay, I'm going to go in, burn these last few calories, I'm going to get lean in the next couple days, while they're carb loading. Well, what do you think your body's burning while you're doing all that training? The carbs that you're putting in, trying to fill out with, you're just pulling them right back out. And essentially what's happening is you're just getting full, getting flat, getting full, getting flat. Fat doesn't change at all. So once you're carb loading, if you're training, I don't really get it. But
explain the changes you made from last year to this year.
To be honest with you, the change I made, and I'll be 100% honest about this, and it's hard for me to even discuss, is I never pushed myself like I needed to. You start hearing people talk, and you hear so-and-so say this, you shouldn't be doing this much cardio, or we don't want to overtrain, or if you're doing this much cardio or training this way, you're going to start losing muscle, or whatever. You're going to get small. It's bullshit. Basically what I did this prep that I've never done to the fullest extent before, and I'm admitting this, is I pushed myself to my absolute limit on a daily basis. At about 6 weeks out, matter of fact, I trained with you and Beasley in Hafer Camp. We did that leg day at my new gym at 7 weeks out. And I remember posing with you guys, and I thought, I'm gonna show these guys what's up. I just remember, like, I'm sitting there and I'm posing, and you guys are just kind of looking like, cool, quarter turn. I'm like, man, they're not impressed at all. And then I look at the video, the posing video, and I'm like, shit, there's nothing to be impressed about. I don't look that good. I'm behind. So it was from that point on, 2-a-day training, 6 week, from 7 weeks out all the way until about last week, about a week out. I was training twice a day. I was on a two-a-day lifting split, and I started cardio twice a day. I mean, there were days when I'd be on the treadmill for an hour and a half because I just felt good. I'd just take advantage of it, knowing that tomorrow I might wake up and feel horrible, and I may not be able to get all that done. So I'm going to take advantage of every single ounce of energy I have and just get rid of all of it. And that's, in my opinion, that's what makes a real bodybuilder. And now I feel kind of like I've solidified myself as a real bodybuilder, finally. I push myself to the limit. That's the biggest thing that I did this year, so much more than I've ever done. But regardless of who I was up against, I didn't look my best either. So it doesn't matter, whether I would have beaten any of those guys or not, doesn't matter. I didn't look my best. That's what's most important anyway. So placings aside, my goal is to come in at the best I've ever been, which will happen. If that's good enough for a win, good. If not, then it's not. But the goal is a win. The goal is a first place. And honestly, the biggest aspiration would be to walk away with an overall. So, we'll see.